All right, I think we're going. Hello, hello, good morning. How's everybody feeling today? Fantastic. Okay, good. Good morning. Good. So good to see you guys. Good morning. Hello, Marillion. So good to see you. Lena, great to see you. Hello, joining in. So nice to have everybody together from Minnesota. I got a bunch of family in Minnesota, or not so much anymore, but I used to have tons there. My dad grew up there, so we would go back there in the summers. So yeah, I have fond memories of Minnesota. And here we are coming in. Blessings to all. Good morning from sunny Arizona. I could use a little of that sun this way. Thank you very much. Virginia, sunny Georgia. I love it. South Carolina. Good morning. Sarasota. Fantastic. You guys, snowy Vermont. That's right. You guys have a bunch of snow up that way right now, don't you? The Azore Islands. Oh, hey, it's Erica. Wait a minute. Are you in the Azore Islands? Let me see if I can find you again. Let's see, the Azore Islands of Portugal. How fun is that? That is so cool. Good evening from England. Awesome, awesome. Reno. Oh my gosh, you guys. Yeah, so cool. So good to see everybody. How are you guys feeling after yesterday's? I tell you, I love that when something happens and then afterwards I figure out like I understand what was actually happening. Whereas like, oh, frequently I'm the last one to know, you know what I mean? It'll like, we'll go through this whole thing and afterwards it'll be like, oh, and what an amazing awareness. When I posted the meditation from yesterday, I included in the description box below, I put a link to the Friday live video that is about Three Eye Atlas. So if you are curious about how those two fit together, if you go to yesterday's lesson, just look in the description box, and there's a link to the video talking about and explaining, yes, that Mother Earth has been behind the veil too, that we have basically been kind of cut off in the same way we've been cut off, of course, right? Of course, she's been cut off too. And then now here comes what I'm not sure if that was the angel of Mother Creation, who was probably a mixture of both, was speaking to us at that time. And what they said was that Thray Atlas is coming in as sort of like the goodwill ambassador, kind of like speaking to her, waking her up, speaking to her heart, starting to wake her up. Well, she's awake, but yeah, starting to welcome her back into the cosmic consciousness. Yes, so cool. And then last night we were her voice. So amazing, you guys. So amazing. Yeah. Woke up several times in the night, my whole body vibrating, and then some final pressure, my head release. Wow. Yeah. So I listened to the meditation again. I listened to it this morning and just loved it. Totally amazing. So, and once again, I have no idea where we're going today, you guys. I don't know what's on the deck for us. So we'll just have to flow with it, which is a big part of the lesson we're learning, right? Like that was the cool thing about yesterday's experience, is like that yes, we were doing this amazing thing of sort of helping her to speak out and to like say hello to Three Eye Atlas, you know, to who she's like, who is it? Who is this being that she said, I'm being blessed. Who is it? And it's as I came out, and after a few minutes, it dawned on me, oh my gosh, because I remembered that channel message. It's Three Eye Atlas. So, but part of the blessing we got in return was the ability to flow. Like if we can flow her energy, that means we can flow our own energy. So it's almost like imagine sort of blowing out, like if you've got an old pipe that's blocked and you force air through it and you blow it out, right? Then all of a sudden the pipe is clear. So her energy flowing through us helped to open up our ability to flow. So if we can flow her energy, then yeah, we can flow our own energy that much better. So yeah, and I love that in the meditation. I think I don't know if she said that it was the idea that if we that energy has to be reciprocal, right? That we give and we receive, we give and we receive, just like a heartbeat has to go both ways. So here we gave and we received at the same time. So fun. So you say, and then somebody asked, by the way, oh, you got a little sick to your stomach. That can happen sometimes when you're shifting your frequency very quickly, is you can have a little dizziness, a little nausea. So you don't worry if that happens. If you've been going through all these meditations, and if you come out and even if you have a lot of junk coming up and you're not feeling good, that's you're clearing, you're letting that come up to clear. So it's part of the process. You will feel better on the other side. Go into it. It's just like trying to go into the ocean. You don't try to jump over the waves. You go through the wave, right? You go under the wave, you go into it, and then it just flows. That's how you actually release and clear. We have to feel it. There's no way around it, even though we don't really want to feel some of that stuff. If we allow ourselves to feel it, the most reassuring thing I can think of to tell you is that literally, if you really feel it as hard as you can feel it, it's like 90 seconds and it clears. So the grounding helps. Fantastic. Yeah, love it. You see, I may need to lay down for our live Zoom today. I love it. So any of you that are in Soul Society, our Soul Society members, you know that there has been a daily conversation every day after our glow up here that Christy and Matthew have been leading at 12 o'clock. So if you guys want to join on that, just hop onto our group, hop onto Soul Society, and the Zoom link is on there. So if you guys are looking for some support, that's right there for you. So if you don't know about my Soul Society, by the way, you guys, it's our community. And it's available to anybody. There's the free portion of it, which is where I share the Friday Live every single week, and it's free forever. You can come in and join that. If you'd like a deeper level of membership, or if you want to be part of the community, there is a paid version, which is very reasonable. It's like $27 a month. And with that, you get a weekly clearing, a very deep clearing with the angels. So you couldn't actually, even if you were trying to go out and to get a clearing, like with an energy healer, you couldn't get it for $27. And this is 4 times a month. So it's a lot. You get a lot for this membership. And it's there. The whole point is to provide community and connection. And yeah. So anyway, so I hope you'll consider it. If you want to be part of that, I hope you'll consider joining, because we would love to have you there. Yeah, we'd love to have you be part of it. So you guys, let's jump in and do it. Let us do it. So go ahead and, oh yeah, that's right. Thank you for mentioning it. There is a 2-week free trial. So even if you just want to come in and be part of it for a bit, I don't mind if you just come in for the 2 weeks. If it doesn't fit in your budget, we just want you to know that you're invited and welcome. So it's totally okay with me if you can only join for the 2 weeks and that's it. But my guess is if it works for you, my guess is you're going to love it and want to stay. So, okay, let's do it, you guys. And you're wondering about the link. It is, Christy's posted it in the chat. And for those listening later, I'm going to have to post it into the description box for you. So you'll see it in the description box down below. Go ahead and take a breath and drop down from your tailbone a nice thick root that goes down through the floor and down into the ground. And follow it down with your mind as it grows and extends, growing deeper and deeper into the earth. Following it down where it's dark and cool. Extending longer and longer. And follow it all the way down to the very, very center of the earth. And when it reaches that central point, feel the root sprout and anchor itself in. As it does, notice that the root is pulling gently and becoming taut. And feel as that tautness moves all the way up the root. And all the way up your spine, anchoring you securely to the earth. And if I and the angels and the Mother of Creation have your permission to see and work with your energy today, please give us your verbal assent. Yes, it's okay that I don't hear you. And I'd like to ask the angels to please help me to be a clear channel of healing and information for our group gathered here today and all those listening on the recording for our highest and best good. And please help us to receive this healing and information. Thank you. All right, I'm going to go a little, I'll stay in my body for this part, but I'll bring in Mother Creation and she will set sacred space for us. And this takes me just a moment. And she's moving out, moving around clockwise, moving around our gathering, moving around each of us and around, creating a sacred circle in a spiral. Into this space, I'd like to invite our three archangels, and please ask you to clear each and every one of us of any energies not in our highest and best good, any energies that are not our own or that are not in the light. Please clear us, our field. Please clear our possessions, our technology, and the space that we are in. Thank you. And just relax and take a breath as they do their work. Thank you. All right, I'll go a little deeper and bring in MOC. Good morning. I am with you once again. I am here. I am here like a breath, like the wind. I lift you up like the wind underneath you, like the wind that is rising, that is swirling all around. I am like a breeze. If you think about a breeze, it comes and it goes, and you can feel when it has went, but it comes again. So was it ever really gone? Or is it just sitting with you in the stillness? Does it take a breath just like you? Is the wind always present? Is it with you right now? And it breathes a big breath and you feel it like a gust, and then it settles to itself and is quiet. And you think the wind has gone, but it hasn't. It is simply resting, and it will breathe again. And it is always right beside you, sitting with you, just like I am. The wind is always present. The wind is a friend. The wind lifts you. It lifts you into presence with itself. It stirs things. It brings about change and transition. The wind blows things away. And you think the wind goes with it, but it does not. It always stays. The wind is omnipresent. The wind is right where you are and never leaves. The wind simply moves things, not itself. The wind moves objects. It moves energy. It is like a breath that moves through you and through your energetic field. You are not really solid at all. So does the wind pass through you? You are wondering. Well, in a microscopic way of thinking, yes, it does. It moves right through your body. It moves in the entrances that you provide and those that you do not. It passes through the microscopic pores, the empty spaces in the physicality of you. What parts of the wind move through you? What aspects of the wind can pass through a physical body? The parts that are alive to what I am, the field of my presence that moves within you. The wind is full of everything, but mostly presence. The wind is full of presence. And when the wind blows and when it is still, the presence of the wind is inside you. It is present to what you are and how you're growing and how you've been and what you're feeling. And the wind is always watching, learning, wondering, thinking about humanity and how it forms around this earth and what it makes for itself within it and how it stirs, always never sitting still. For you are change and the frequency of change, and the wind knows this about you and understands this about you. And the wind is not always change. It receives bursts of change, from stillness to change to stillness to change. And it knows that you, unlike itself, do not settle well in periods of stillness, that you fester. Yes, you fester in dialogue with the earth when nothing is moving. And yet, when things change, then you are still in dialogue with the earth, in the wonderment, what will become of me? How will I change? And in both polarities, stillness and movement, you are unsettling yourself in fear about what comes. What comes. And I would advise you even now to have in your understanding about what change really is. That change is like the wind. Change is like the wind. We think that change comes and goes, that change takes things away from you, that things change and you are no longer with them and you no longer have them. But change is in fact what you are. And just like the wind, change rises and falls, a great gust of change, and then the stillness, and change is still there. And everything you let go of, everything that is lost is not really lost, for it still exists because it was at one point part of what you are. And you have either incorporated that which was knowledge, or you still cling to that which is the lesson. Therefore, nothing is ever really changing. You simply feel. The concept of letting go is so important, dears. The concept of letting go must be held close to you now. Letting the rise and the fall of the wind and the rise and the fall of the change inside you, letting it move through you, letting it speak to you, opening what has been shuttered so that the lessons may be incorporated. This is the true change. This is how change actually happens. It is transmutation. This is what change is. It is the transmutation of your soul and thus the world. And I will guide you now through a practice of easing your own acceptance of what is transmuting inside and outside and all around you. Take a breath and settle yourselves like the wind into the stillness, accepting that you are in presence with all things. Settle yourselves sweetly, silently, gently, calmly, as you would in the quiet times in the middle of the night when there is stillness all around you and nothing is moving, and letting the body settle and set down all the apparitions of busyness, and letting all that is inside you open into the acceptance of presence and presence-full appreciation of what is. Letting all that is stillness move through the body as if I am pouring a great vessel of warmth over your head, and it flows down around you, soaking into the skin, around your shoulders and neck, across your chest and arms, soaking in the stillness, evaporating that which is tension, letting your body calm and release. What is transmutation? We must start with what is on guard in the body, where you are holding things in tension. And this is our process we gather to today. We find the tension points in the physicality of who you are. And here you are gripping, resisting the natural release of what is transmutation. Open the flow and let it seek and find where you hold tension. Into the neck, yes, down into the shoulders and into the jaw. Pay attention. Pay attention in your stillness, watching, in your awareness, in your presence-full appreciation of all that you are and all that is. In your awareness, notice the tension that goes down through the center of the body and in the chest, and spreading across now from the spinal cord in many directions at once. There are placements of tension, different for each, equally important, all available for transmutation. Down into the feet, I wish you to resolve your awareness. Here there are pressure points, many, which operate in utility to access many points throughout the physical body. Imagine your feet submerging in the golden liquid which I have poured across you, letting it pool in a beautiful container made of glass. And your feet are soaking within it. And as you place them in, the warmth spreads between your toes, relaxing all the tension, every pressure point, every moment you have been waking or asleep, or you've walked or sat down. Your feet are soaking in this liquid through acceptance of peace, through the relaxation of the body, opening up hardship, releasing that which has been resistance, opening to the potential of transmutation. Soak up from below the liquid I've provided and let it flow down continually through your crown, and let these liquids form no barrier inside of you, letting them flow and being at peace, and noticing how all that is restriction inside you opens. Into this space now, I speak to your change. I speak to that great wind that you contain, and allow it to rise very gently at first, coming into the body, a gentle gust, a gentle breeze, to move through those joints and those pressures which are now opened, where you have released your grip, where you have felt resistance, and let them rise in the gust of wind. And let transmutation begin. With each breath, the wind rises inside you. A great gust it is bringing as you breathe in relaxation. Do not brace. Allow. It will move through you, from inside you. Relaxing as if you are carried in the wind, like a leaf carried gently in spirals of ascension, letting yourself flow in the breeze of the wind, being the change that moves inside you, letting yourself rise and fall with no pressure, as if your body is the liquid that you are filled with. It is ease and no pressure, a swirl and a gust, and playfully the work is done. As change moves and flows inside you, seeking more fun, more play, roaming, moving, because it can. Because it can. Why does the wind blow? Because it can. Allowing, without restriction, the flow of the air, of the breeze, of what is change, transmuting that which you will allow, opening your heart now, to purify that which you have let go of, to draw in that which is released, to call it back home, to let it begin again, transmuting the flow of emotions unsaid, words you've held, letting them flow through the heart space, opening yourself, the column of light, the flow of your energy is easy and open. And the wind flows like a breeze, and you swirl into the new dimensions of your soul, of acceptance, of how to be and become, acceptance of a new path, a new world, acceptance. You are moving, flowing into the change that is rising inside you. Change as this new dimension comes into a time frame, into a perceptibility, into an opening. And will you accept it? Yes, you will, you are, you do, for you are open, like a stream, like a river, endless and forever, like the wind. It never leaves you. But the change is now accessible. And you transmute and you change that which was an anchor, and it becomes new wings. It becomes something lighter, something brighter, more open and effervescent. And you as a beingness are more fluid than before, less regulated, more concentrated into a new frame of reference, of seeing yourself as a being more lightened than heavy, more easeful than pressured, with beauty to create in a new world that is receptive and ready as change is created from inside you. Take a breath and allow your wind to settle into stillness, your change to relax, to self-acceptance as the breeze moves and bestows its gifts of transmutation. Be easy with yourselves today. You are a blessing on this earth. I thank you and say goodbye. Hey, okay, welcome back. All right, how's everybody doing? Stillness in motion. Let's see what I'm trying, just letting the memory come back to me or what just experience. Yeah, yes, a breath creates a spiral. It is coherent structure. Isn't that cool? This is a good one. Yeah, it was. It was really cool. It's starting to come back to me now. That see if I can remember. I do remember. It's so interesting as you said that. I remember the breeze. Yes, totally. I feel like I want to fly. Oh, I love that. That is so awesome. So helpful. I needed this today. Awesome. Awesome. She talked about wind. Yeah, I feel a bit dizzy. Yeah. So interesting because when she came in the very beginning, when she came into that sacred space, it was like wind. It was like a spiral of like a spiraling, almost like a little tornado that she created around each of us and around the whole for when she was setting our sacred space. So interesting. And then, yeah, it was, I know she talked a lot and I'm going to have to go back and re-listen to that, but it's a wonderful about the breeze as it moves through you. Say winds of change, all is well. You're dizzy as well. Yeah, the wind is howling outside here. Oh, no way. That's so awesome, Christine. Wow, I had a weird visualization that I was being covered in mud. Isn't that interesting? That's something coming up that you're releasing. That's so awesome. Our breath is wind within. Yes. There's and she's saying to me now, she's trying to help me remember that see if I can get it. That she's saying wind and is change. And okay, she's showing me now. Okay, and I remember stillness, using the word stillness. So this is like an important part of I think of what she was trying to communicate is something about wind. Wind is so she said wind comes and goes, but it doesn't really. It's always here. It's always with us, within us. And she was making a parallel between wind and change. And she's saying yes, 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 a parallel between wind and change. That the wind, I love that idea that the wind is, we think of the wind as something that it comes and she says the wind is a presence and it's presence full and it's always with you. And I love that. So when she was talking about this, she gave me an image of the wind just like sitting next to us, right? That it was just sitting, that it never actually leaves, but we perceive it leaving because it's blowing things away, right? That we see it like blowing away the leaves or blowing, and then it seems to subside and we think the wind has left. And she's like, no, it never leaves. That's all like you're always around the same wind, which is really a cool concept. I've never thought about that. That it's, yeah, that I always think of the wind as like a breeze and then it goes and then it's gone. And she's like, nope, it's not like that. And that change we think of in the same way, and think this is the thing she's trying to show us, is that we think of change as something external, just like we think of the wind as something that comes and goes, that change comes and goes. So like it's going to come and hit us some point, like when we're not expecting it, the change is going to come out of nowhere and like blow us over and we are afraid of it. And I think it's like we fear change. And she's trying to show us that no, change rises and falls from inside of us. That and then there was, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this part. She's saying transmutation. It's a lot, like as she's saying it, there's a lot of energy to it. And I don't know if I can get that part. Something, and I wish I could explain this clearly, you guys, but it's very, I don't know if I can, it's just, there's a lot of energy in what she's saying and it's coming through really fast. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. something about transmutation change. And yeah, it's too many things. I don't think I can get it. Maybe you guys will remind me. So I just can tell you what I saw. So I saw that we were bringing it. First, she poured something over our head. She had this jar and she poured this wonderful relaxing liquid over us, and it was seeking out in our body, seeking out areas where we were tense, like anywhere that we were holding tension. And then she put like a bowl under our feet, and sort of it caught the liquid. And it was this lovely, almost like, I saw mine as like honey, like thick, really lovely, though not sticky. That sounds sticky. That's not good. It was nice. It was like just this warm, loving feeling, that it was an energy. And then it pooled around our feet. And then we started soaking it up through our feet as well. And we had it kind of flowing everywhere. And it was, of course, now it's just making sense to me that it comes in through both ends because of the polarity, right? That it starts to generate movement. It generated movement in the body. And it was starting to go through and relax us. And then anywhere, like anything we've been holding on to where we were resisting change, the whole point is that we are change. And I've heard this before from the angels. They've been telling me this for a long time, that we're afraid of change. And yet we are, like, we walk into a room and we change the room, that we are world creators, as she's been telling us. And that so we have the ability to change the world just by being, just by emanating ourselves into it. We're constantly changing things. And so we have this thing that we create change. But we resist ourselves, so we're clamping down on that ability, and that resistance creates all kinds of tension and stuff in us and in our world. And so this was trying to get us to open. This fluid flowing energy was getting us to try to open and to release whatever we're ready to. And then in comes this she kind of, once we were open and super relaxed, she kind of brought it up, and she used the comparison between wind and the energy of change, so that we would think about it like the wind, that we would think about it like we were just like blowing in the wind, like in this really lovely way, and that let the change just move inside you. And it was transmutation. That's what it is. Okay, now I'm getting it. That it was, as this was happening, the change was actually transmuting, that when we allow the change to move through without resistance, it transmutes energy, and we release the heaviness, and we retain the knowledge, and we process that heaviness through our heart and release it, right? We transmute it into neutral energy. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. It was amazing to experience, because I love that. My favorite part was there's this one part where I felt like I was just like a leaf in the wind, but I was also recognizing that this was an externalization of my internal experience. That the more that I could let myself just flow in the breeze, the more I was open to the healing that was happening. That was and that was my absolute favorite part, because it was relaxing. It was actually like healing that was relaxing. What am I open? What am I resisting? Healing our resistance. So cool, you guys. Let me see what you guys said. Here we are. Just lost warm honey soaking up to our feet, the feet to all of our body. Exactly. And then you're saying we don't like it when when it's still, and we don't like it when things change. Isn't that true? It is so true, right? No matter what it is, if nothing's happening, we get bored. And then if there's a bunch of change, we get scared. So human, right? Felt as though my body was sieved her energy, moving through me, sifting what doesn't serve. Beautiful imagery of our friend Breeze. Isn't that awesome? And then you saying, poured liquid gold energy like warm honey, just as I typed this, you said it too. I love that. That's so cool, visual thinker. Yeah, so often we see the same things, you guys. Blows my mind. Light blue, blown glass bowl with bubbles in the glass. So beautiful. That's gorgeous, Arlene. Karine says, doves were cooing outside my window throughout the meditation. Very, very cool. You're so welcome. Here we go. Liquid gold and light energy infusion. Love it. Sense of being dynamic in the wind, trying to hold onto the state of consciousness and see it always flowing rather than trying to hold onto the heightened feelings. Isn't that important, right? Like letting it go up and down. Like I like that as part of that too, that with the wind, there's periods of stillness and periods of movement, and that we have to sort of understand that it's like we have to have periods where we go into whatever's coming up. And then as we go into it without resistance, then we can move to even a higher state, but we can't just skip over, right? We have to go down and then up. And here's the thing about going the down, by the way, you guys, it creates the capacity for the up. That whenever we go into the dip, if we go into the difficulty or go into the hard feelings, it's almost like it stretches the body out so that it can hold more love. So I think of it as like a sock that you put like something big in and you stretch it out and stretch it out and stretch it out. That the difficult moments, that's why grief is such a gift. When people pass, not everybody feels grief. It's almost like, and the angels have said that grief is a gift from the one who is departed, and it's not given to everyone. And when you feel grief, you've been sort of selected to experience the gift that stretches you and gives you the capacity to hold more love, which is an amazing, amazing thing. Yeah. She is the mother of creation. So, and she is the mother of all souls. So, yeah, she's a pretty amazing being. And she embodies divine feminine energy. She is actually the field of divine feminine energy that we are all living within. And so there's a whole lot more to that, I know. So it's kind of a mouthful because we're not aware of her as a presence, but she's an ethereal being. And one of the first beingnesses in the universe, that then is sort of like the instigation of divine feminine energy in the universe. Yeah, so she's a very, very cool being. Very cool being. But she's not the same as us entirely, but she's like us. We have her. It's like she's a mom, so we have some of those qualities of what she is inside of us, but we're a mix, and then we make it our own, right? Just like kids do. We take it our own way and do what we want to do with it. So sense of being dynamic in the wind, trying to hold on to the state of consciousness. Oh, there we go. I think I read that part. Our DNA cells becoming more crystallized to be able to store more energies. Yes, interesting. Transmutation through the changes in the wind, releasing the on guard feeling. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Love that. Yes, yes, yes. I always see a purple mandala with MLC. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? You know what's interesting about that? I have been so drawn to this one color of like lavendery purple. I'm just like a magnet lately. I wonder if that is a color associated. Anybody who has that gift of like seeing things as color, let me know if that's how you see it. So you must, Donna, I wonder. But yeah, I have been seriously like anything purple, I'm like must have. And it's not even like, it's like not the really dark saturated purple. It's like there's a really specific color that I just seem like I just can't get enough of. Yeah, really, really cool. This quality of wind breeze reminds me of ocean waves, that the individual molecules of water stays in one place, but the energy that is the wave is what we are seeing. Isn't that true? Oh my gosh. Wow. Great example. Thank you for that. Wow, wow, wow. And we think it's moved, but it hasn't. It is. Yeah. That's so, so cool. I adore her beingness. Me too, Yakel. This is synced right in with my earlier grounding meditation with Mother Gaia, like direct flow. Isn't that cool? Yep. Magical pedicures. That is so cool. Let it flow. So awesome. Yes, purple is the red mother and blue father mixed. Oh, interesting. I never thought about that. That is so cool. Pink, gold, and violet purple and sky blue. Love it. I always see that purple, violet with yellow in front. Awesome. I'm seeing that lavender too, sometimes as teal as well. Very interesting. You too. So lots of, yeah, purple is your fave. Very cool. Violet. Yeah. Very cool. Definitely like a dark, like a blue purple. And say, I'm so loving these every day. Me too, you guys. Me too. Yes, always see her as a pale lavender blue. Yeah, that's exactly the same color. And it's so funny. Like it literally, like I'm walking through a store and there's like a sweater and it's that color. And I'm just like magnet, like you know what I mean? I can't help myself. Yeah, it's so incredibly transformative. I'm still spaced out. Need time to land. Me too, you guys. Maybe yeah. It's if I had I should go grab it. I've worn it a couple times. You'll see it back on my playlist. There's this one. It's kind of a very pale, but it's different shades of that. Sometimes it's a little darker, a little. But I see it's everything in that tone. I'm like, must have like a periwinkle. Yeah, thank you, Wendy. It's like a periwinkle is what. But same like the purple hearts in our chat are like that's in the same range too. But periwinkle is like that's the one. I'm loving it. I saw lots of purple, different shades flowing within and outside of me. Awesome, you guys. Yes, periwinkle's always been a favorite. So cool. I love it. Love it. Same. Just thought, is the famous violet flame her energy? Oh my gosh, I wonder. And she's saying, no, it is not. Let's see, it's not. So she's bringing a pause. She's saying, I didn't create it. You did. I didn't create it. That it shows. So she, the way she works is she gives us the power to create. And then what we make with her energy, she is part of, but she's like, I don't take credit for it. Like it's something that you create. She tries to say, you create. And she says the violent flame is a significant portion is made of her field, but not all of it. As their dynamism is what she's made of. The dynamism that enters into that she's calling it a conjured apparition, but she says that her field is presence within the violet flame. Very interesting. But she says there's more to it than what she's made of. So it's some of her. Yeah, which is interesting. Super, super cool. Yeah, very cool. An opalescent periwinkle glowing and soft. I love it. Wow, wow. It seems as if I've seen what appears to be the sun's aura while doing this, the morning sun gazing, which I love doing. It allows me to tap into more of what I am, which is everything. That is amazing, amazing. And that's what we're supposed to be doing, you guys. Yes, love. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Oh, awesome. I'm so glad you loved it. Thank you. A chartreuse as purple. Some of us remember. Yeah. And then please reach out. Oh, here you go. Oh, thank you. Wendy's got, if you had some questions in there, Wendy's gotcha. I was thinking about a different type of transmutation. Oh, okay. I didn't see. I'm sorry, Samuel. I'm so glad to see you over in the community, Sammy. I saw that you joined recently. I'm glad you're there. I was so tall yesterday, says Neo. I know, I think I was as tall as I've ever been. Such a nice feeling. Saint Germain has the violet flame. Yeah, super cool. And so I'm sure there's a blend of energies in it, but that part of her is in there. Can you all channel her so you can all speak with her? Somebody asked a great question the other day. They asked, is it like a prayer thing? Like we pray to Yeshua, and somebody asked, should I pray to Mother of Creation? And I need to go deeper and channel on that one and to ask her, what should we ask her? Like, if we're going to ask her for help or ask her, like, she gives us insight and she's saying, she's saying right now, she says, I give you a deepening perspective of what and who you are. She says, I can assist to ground your reality, to create form and substance around the things that you desire. But what she's doing is activating the energy that's already inside of us. So she's saying, yes, she's saying, have a conversation with me. She says, I will be your friend and confidant. She's saying, talk with me through prayer if you like. And she's saying, I will activate that which is your light. So she's not to interfere. She's a blessing that gives us more of our truth. Yeah, because it's more of our truth. And she says, invite that in. And she says, yeah. So so the key with her is she's like, she really wants, like, yes, if prayer feels like the right conversational place for you, whatever it is, but she really wants an individual relationship with us. And that is however it feels right to you, however that is. But it's a key thing about her that she will never interfere, that she's all about freedom. And that freedom is important because we know she's taught us that the freedom generates love, that she went through her own lesson, that there was a time in her existence long before we were here that where she experienced what it was to try to control outcomes. And she discovered she didn't like it. And she discovered that the path forward for her is freedom, is gifting freedom and existing within respecting another's choices and their freedom. And so, but we can certainly work with her energy and she can help us with that. Yeah. In cool ways, really cool ways. So yeah, so, and maybe I'll do a bigger channeling at some point to have her go into more depth about what kind of things we should talk with her about. I think there's no should. She's like, stop saying should. I was like, what do you want to talk about? But I think it would help us to have a little bit more of a clear answer on that. So I'll see if she comes through with that at some point. I would like to know. Yeah, because I thought it was a really good question. But I really think that the relationship is what you feel and what you want it to be, that each of us has her energy inside of us, and that we can certainly call on that energy and she will assist us in using that energy in creating our reality in a cool way. Yeah, really, really cool way. First time here, not sure how this channel pop up in my feed. I'm glad you're here. That's great. Hey, from the Midwest, welcome. The violet flame is actually the blue creator male and the pink. Well, that would explain why she's saying it's not all her. That's really cool. You're saying, I love how every time she comes in, I feel an immediate surge of joyful, loving energy. That's so awesome. I do too. I really do. Does she grieve when there are nature disasters? So interesting. So she is all about, like, she has talked about how she is, about renewal. Renewal is a huge energy for her. And so she's talked about how she sort of sweeps the universe all the time, looking for everything that's ready to be come back to her in renewal. And so she always wants to tell us like nothing ever dies. It comes back to her for renewal. And so there's this loving energy of her that she's constantly picking up what has been discarded or forgotten or isn't used. And she's picking it back up and bringing it back to her. So when there is a natural disaster, she's busy, right? She's picking anything that has fallen away, or been, as she would say, been unloved, or like, and nothing falls through her fingers. So yeah, so she's really, really big on the energy renewal, and transmutation would be part of that. But renewal is different than transmutation. She's like, no, she's like, that's what you do. We do transmutation. She does renewal. Very interesting. And so, but she says natural disasters are a natural part of the cosmos. And she says that there's the constant rise and fall of everything, that nothing is ever stagnant unless it has no life in it. Anything that's living exists within the capacity of breath, that it will always rise and fall. There will always be endings, and natural disasters are an expression of that. But she says she's within it, and there is nothing that is ever forgotten or left behind, that the renewal of life is at the core of her existence. Yeah, very, very cool. Wow, very cool question. Thank you. Okay, you guys, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I hope you guys peace out with this one. It was really cool. You guys have a good nap if you need it. Sending you guys tons of love. We will be back again tomorrow morning. Is another 9:30 a.m. So I hope you guys can make it. Tons of love to you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, you guys.